All right, I think we're online now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. Welcome to GAR Capital's YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. As always, really appreciate it. Before we begin, make sure bottom right-hand corner is a little square with our icon. Make sure to hit that button to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and comment with your questions or any suggestions. We really do appreciate that. Keeps the channel going. More content to come, obviously. And again, just want to give my gratitude for everyone that's been stopping by every single morning. I love doing these notes. It's really fun to interact with everybody on a daily basis. Also, want to give a big shout out to those who have been liking the market recaps on Instagram every day after the market. I go ahead and type that myself. We type up exactly what happened in the day, what's important, what's moved, what's shaken, and our take, so our opinion of what we have seen. So we've gotten a lot of positive feedback too. I also did some charting work with our team and posting up some stuff there. So I know I got a lot of DMs asking about some more chart work. So we'll definitely post some stuff up there. Again, some stuff coming up. I will be teaching the University of Maryland an actual lecture on options trading and macroeconomics and regards to trading. So that's going to be pretty fun. That'll be next week, October 3rd. Obviously, that's private just for University of Maryland MBA students. So I did that about a couple of months ago. I think it was in January, February. I did that. That was really fun. They asked me to do it again, so I'm definitely excited to do that. And then, of course, don't forget we also have our election, your money, the election, what it means to you and the market. We're just waiting for the debate to go through. Want to see that first debate, and then, of course, talk about that with you guys. Again, I'll try to be not as separate politically as possible, obviously, and just talk about the facts and talk about how it affects your money and the market. That's it. So I'm waiting for that first debate. That should be at the end of the month, and then we'll go ahead and do that live YouTube video slash podcast. Very fun stuff. All right, just wanted to give that housekeeping stuff out of the way. All right, so good morning, everybody. Dow futures down 16 points, a little slightly red. Nasdaq leading the way. Tech bump up 65 points on the Nasdaq futures, but it is holding the 100-day moving average. If you want to take a look at my top right-hand corner, you see the NASDAQ futures. S&P futures up slightly, 0.16%. It is slightly below the 50-day moving average. Russell 2000 index, I have IWM puts, which is the Russell 2000 puts. It is slightly green after a slight bounce yesterday, but again, you could see still a downward trend. Russell 2000, excuse me, light sweet crude futures up 0.63% today at 39.79. Again, that 40 level has been kind of important to me. Bitcoin 10,505 on the future side, up 0.19%. Gold futures bouncing slightly, 19.19 an ounce, 0.48% with the dollar sliding slightly, and silver futures up about 0.5% after a big slide yesterday of 8%. So 24.51 per ounce. Euro dollar is down 0.15%. 17 pips. Dollar again for my Forex people, down 7 pips, 104.56. CBOE volatility index, which is the VIX, is down 2% at 27.20. 30 level has been that level I've been watching for a while now. And the dollar index, like I stated before, 93.62. Let's go ahead and talk about what's moving pre-market. Apple is up about 2% pre-market. Very nice to see, as that's my biggest holding in my portfolios. It is above the 100-day moving average. Very nice to see. Now the question is, do we get continuation? Well, there is this gap fill that we played last time. So let's see if we could break that level. Let's go ahead and put alerts there together, guys. 112.89. I know it's a little higher than where we are currently, but let's go ahead and confirm that move. Remember that last technical analysis I posted on Instagram? It was a little more to the downside. Okay, well, we did bounce off that fib level, 104.77. So we did talk about that. We're above the 100-day now. So we could slightly start looking up a little more upside on Apple. We know Apple always has great volume, largest company in the world. 112.89, put that level on there, guys. It's a key one. I definitely want to take a look at some calls there. AMD is an also good one. Did move a little bit today. It is above this gap fill level. Now at 78.50, it should be testing the 80. If you break 79.04, I would probably take a look at the 80s for calls for this week. That should be a nice level because that is right at that fib line that I'll be watching. Square yesterday on the move. Let's see how it's looking today. It is up pre-market, did play that gap fill with the students, and you could see that big, nice continuation to the upside. Could we get some more continuation? Sure, it could be choppy, but I would say the next level up is around 157.36 before we do anything. So momentum is gaining momentum. Like I said yesterday, it's a very good sign. If there's one stock that I want to fade today, it is Roku. Roku had a huge bump yesterday, 18%. I own the stock, so again, I love it. I'm long term on it. But again, let me play some puts here. Break below 184.71, then I would target the 180 puts. That's a key one for me. I think Roku, these kind of big moves, whether it's Nikola, whether it's Moderna, whether it's Beyond, Netflix, these kind of big momentum moves, double digit moves, 10, 11, 12, 13%, they usually don't last the next day. You'll get some profit taking. So that'll be an opportunity to maybe go ahead and play some puts there. Should be a quick little scalp on that one. So take a look at that. 184.71 to the downside. It is red pre-market, slightly in a green NASDAQ market. Again, I own the stock, so again, I love it to the long side, but 184.71 to the downside is the level I'm looking for. So go ahead and place that alert. Should be a good one. Tesla, today is battery day, and already Elon Musk was talking kind of down about it, kind of tempering expectations. I went ahead and bought some really out of the money calls, kind of a little more of a speculative play. But again, these kind of announcements, let's see what we get. Again, Tesla has been very much a strength mover in comparison to the broader market and broader tech. So again, it held up yesterday very nicely. After the tweet, it fell from about 450 to all the way down to around 411, then bounced around 432 as we are now testing the 50-day moving average. So personally, I think that we do break 462.38. I think Elon loves to temper expectations, looking at kind of like an Apple thing, and I think we get a little more to the upside. So let's go ahead and keep a look at that. So those are the names I'm watching today. Again, the Dow is down. I think small caps are going to be a little weaker. I think banks will still be a little weaker. Looking at what's pre-market movers here, Boeing is up slightly, Microsoft's up slightly, Walmart's up slightly, American Express is down, basically flat. But Apple on the move, Microsoft on the move. Again, big cap tech on the move. JP Morgan is slightly green pre-market. Again, that could change. Carnival is up 0.70%, Delta Airlines. So kind of a recovery, little bit of a nice little bump there. But can tech get over that hump of the 100-day moving average on the hourly on the future side, and then get us over the 200? If you get us over the 200, we're just basically back in range. So nothing has really changed. It's just more of a recovery move. I was reading some stuff on Bloomberg about the biggest outflow in tech has happened recently. So again, that could ignite a short squeeze where these short sellers are covering their positions on tech. Looked like it could have happened yesterday as we ignited right at 2:30 p.m. all the way to close. It jumped about 200 handles on uh, um, on Nasdaq futures. So keep an eye on that. We're not out of the woods yet. So, but there's a couple of individual names I will be watching. Definitely Apple, definitely Roku. I want to watch. Tesla, I'll watch. IWM, I'll watch as well. So these are the kind of names I want to watch. Again, the indices I'm kind of worried about, obviously, but when it comes to individual names, I think there's some momentum still there. So there's my 2 cents on that. Good morning. Good morning, Carlos. Good morning. Not on battery day. Yep. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Again, technology, big deal when it comes to Tesla. Again, they're trying to bump up those production numbers. A couple of the factories are not online yet. Austin one is just breaking ground. Then you also have the one in Berlin. I believe it's in Berlin, Germany. So again, still, I like it long term. Obviously, even if battery day is a dud, I'd probably want to go ahead and buy some more shares if we get a little bit of a downfall. There's something that I'm looking at. We had also a couple of price upgrades on, like, for example, Facebook on Amazon. So they were both up today. Good morning. Recaps are legendary. You're welcome. Thank you. Debate on YouTube, please. When you say debate, I debate what? I don't know exactly what I'm debating. Crowd 139, 145 calls this week. Crowd strike. So again, with momentum, you're seeing that nice bump. Yes, I could see what you're seeing here. You are getting a nice little break here. But again, I got to see the volume. It looks very nice on a technical side, but let's wait for the volume in the morning. Tesla's waking up. Yes, it is. 158 calls for the week on Square. On Square, looking at it, Square is a very, very choppy one. But again, I do like the upside here. I don't own the stock, and I wish I did. I sold it before, way back. 154 would be a good level, and then you could probably target like 158. So let's go ahead and put an alert at 153.98 and see what we get. Good morning, Carlos. Thoughts on comments on IWM or puts in play? Yes, I still own those puts on IWM. And you can see in regards to the rest of the market, it is lagging. So again, one pull, ripcord, one bad news. I want to hold those puts. Absolutely. Again, we still have a little more downside risk in the market. Nothing has really changed in regards to the economic kind of the economic perspective here. Again, no stimulus yet. COVID is actually locking down some places in Europe, like UK is talking about that. Israel's locking down. Again, we have a lot of headwinds coming to us. So again, it could be some more profit taking. September seems to be that profit taking choppiness of a month. Can't wait till October because then I think things will be a little more clear as we get new month, maybe fresh new money come into the system, or we get back to tech like we're showing now. Let's see. Thoughts on precious metals. Again, I'm bullish precious metals, but when it comes to the dollar, again, the dollar's back and forth, back and forth. I have not played GLD or SLV lately. I'm just not seeing the volatility yet. If you were short yesterday on silver, you again down 8%, you probably hit it. If you didn't, you see it's bumping up today. But again, if you look at silver, let's say for example SLV, you could see just kind of a double bottom here. Again, you could see continuation to the downside, but this kind of move here, especially with implied volatility, you could get probably hurt on SLV. Does it move as much? Yesterday was one of the bigger moves I've seen in a while on SLV. So let me go ahead and bring this up again. There's there a gap to fill on Apple 95? To the downside, yes, there is. I think it's on the daily, if that's what you're looking at. There is a gap to fill, but again, gaps fill right around about 80% of the time. Usually when we get down there, it's right around 96.28 on the daily. Good eye. I've been watching that, but we're not there yet. And I think I talked about it on the chart, on the charts there on Instagram. Sorry for the debate, podcast, and election. Well, it's not gonna be a debate. It's just me uh, talking about the ramifications of the election. Um, can't really debate anyone on it. Sometimes it doesn't get very civil. Obviously, when it comes to people talking about politics, because there is no right answer. It's just perspectives. That's really what you're gonna get. So I don't think I would want to debate anyone before we start making enemies or start losing friendships with people. So I don't think it's worth it. Microsoft or Apple long term? I love both, honestly. I own both. So I don't think there's a wrong answer there. BA 170 mid calls, let's see, 170 calls for mid October is asked by Connor. Connor, I'm not against it if you break 160 first. Break 160 first, then we could talk. But until then, we got to break resistance, which is the previous support. So that's basically kind of the same thing when it comes to S&P. It comes to the same thing when it comes to Nasdaq and IWM, for example. How's SPY chart looking positive for drop at the open? Let's look at SPY together. Again, you're getting a little bit of a pop here. Again, we're still below support. Look at this, guys, and we're just hovering at the 50-day. So nothing has really changed the narrative short term. Again, short term, you could see some weakness. But again, Nasdaq boosting up the markets does help the S&P because of the big cap tech names. But if you take those out, then we'd be a little lower, but we'll see. Zoom on a solid run, do you think I'll take 500? Zoom, when it comes to the stay-at-home economy now with more lockdowns, Zoom looks to be on fire. It is up another $10. 500 calls would not be out of the realm of reality. Take a look at them. Could be a this week play. Let's see if we retake those highs of 479. If you do, then it could be in play. I'm pretty sure those Zoom calls may have a lot of volume. So keep an eye on those. Good eye. Morning. Do you see Apple holding if it goes over 128, 112.89 for calls? Do you think it'll be a good level to play? I talked about that a little while ago. My level is 112.89, like I talked about. If we sustain that, yes, then I would want to go ahead and test the 200-day, which is right around 114.78. So I'd probably play the 115s. That'd probably be your best bet because that'd probably be your next level resistance. Breaking that 200 would be a big level on the hourly. That'd be a very big level for Apple. Nice recovery on a stock that I own a lot of. Would you hold shares of SLV or sell at this point? I don't own any GLD or SLV. I own physical gold and physical silver. I'd rather just own that instead of the paper gold. But that's just me. The only gold stock I own is Barrick Gold, which is GOLD. Barrick Gold is the miners, and that's the only one I own. Do you see the downside is over? What's a good entry point in Apple? I don't think the downside is over short term. I think we have a little more headwinds to come. So again, it's just a little pop here. It could be a little bit of short covering. Nothing in the narrative has really changed. I thought someone had a question here. What is Microsoft buy price? I have a Microsoft buy price right at 184.53. If it touches that, I'm buying. Again, that could happen with any kind of volatility. That's when I'd be buying personally. But if you want to buy Apple around 200, I think that's very prudent as well. I've already bought at 200 already, and 180 and 193. So I've been buying at Microsoft anyways. Good morning, Carlos. I have 235 puts on expiry on Facebook. Thoughts? 235, again, that could be a little difficult. But again, you could reject the 50. Hold it until 1 o'clock. See where you get. See where you get till 1 o'clock. I think 1 o'clock will tell you a lot, if not 2 o'clock. 2:30 tends to be margin calls. We could get that turn. So if you can kind of hold out to 1 or 2, if it comes to the point it's too much pain, just rip the bandage off and sell it. Pins 40 calls, about 37. Thinking November calls on pins. I wouldn't want to go that too far here, but I can see where you're at. I don't see any kind of break level here until you get to 38, 39 on pins. Nothing to do there yet. Thanks for the input. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think I've answered almost everyone's question. Oh, VA long term. Raphael, I remember somebody asked me this. VA long term investment, 2 to 5 years. Yes, I like it long term. I own Boeing, and I want to keep to own Boeing. When the seven, I think it was a 37 Max jet, when that goes away and that kind of issues, again, this kind of reminds me of the Facebook, Cambridge Analytica. They got really, really hit. Boeing has defense contracts. I mean, obviously Boeing is taking a little bit of a hit, but if you're looking long term, it's a very good company long term. I think you hold that thing for the minimum of 5 years, not 3. The turnaround story, I'd rather own that company than many of the airlines anyways, because obviously they still have planes to the airlines. Once we start picking up, we start beating this COVID thing, we get the vaccine, we move forward with our lives, and we start traveling, then things will get back to a sense normal. And I think Boeing can recapture levels that it once was around the 400s. Now, will that happen within the next 2 years? No, I think 5 to 10 years, you could definitely recapture those levels without a doubt. Hey, you're welcome. Amazon's approaching the gap fill. I didn't know you like to play past Wednesday. However, looks to be moving. Yeah, Amazon is an expensive one, but I own the stock, so it's very nice for me to see. Yes, 30.83. So if you did play it, very expensive. Maybe just demo it. Maybe you can do a little demoing and just, kind of work on your skills. Try the 300, 3100s on Amazon. That could be a good play. I like that Jeffries upgrade to outperform. I think it was Jeffries that upgraded. Maybe I could be correct. I know I retweeted it. So try that on demo, guys. Remember, demo is nothing wrong with demo, guys. It's practice for yourself. Think of demo as shooting basketball in the gym by yourself, and the game is live money. Obviously, think of it that way. So demoing is okay. Sometimes I'll play earnings reports on demo. That's what I do personally, just to mess around, just to see how I do. And more times than not, like I did with Peloton, it didn't work. But it's paper money, no harm, no foul. Do you recommend bank strangles due to earnings and stress tests? I do not. I think banks still have a little more weakness. This is why I have not added to my JPM position. I would stay away. Buying more SPIG. I buy SPIG every Friday in the morning. That's my favorite thing to do. I buy it every Friday, no matter what. Do you see commodities like BTC selling off upon news of the vaccine? I do not. No, I don't. I think BTC is still a long-term vision, long-term investment. I think a vaccine won't change that. I don't think it's a catalyst in regards to BTC. Where's the LeBron jersey? Oh, I don't have it today. Nope, nope. When I go to the gym later, I'll probably wear it. But today, no, just a regular plain old tee. Boring tee. But yeah, go LeBron tonight. Powell speaks 3 times this week. What type of impact do you think he's going to have? That's a really good question. I've gotten that question before. I mean, if anything, you would have gotten that impact last week with the Fed funds rate. And the impact was to the downside in regards to they're running out of tools. What more can they do other than print? So I think you're going to get more of the same. Let's see what he says today. I'll be watching on CNBC, and let's see if he has any chatter or anything more to go. So again, appreciate your guys' time. I'm going to go and check in with my guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. September 22nd, G.A.R Capital, FX.com is the website. I'm the CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day to join me, ask your questions. Your likes, I love the likes. I love the comments. Thank you so much, guys. Again, any kind of recommendations, any kind of suggestions, it's always welcome. If I miss a comment or something, guys, I apologize. There's a lot of stuff I am doing behind the scenes with other businesses. So again, my apologies, but I will do the best as I can to answer every single one on YouTube and see if I can help in any way I can, guys. I appreciate your time and your patience as always. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. Make sure to click on the right hand little square on the right hand. If you have just a real quick question, if anyone knows any kind of YouTube graphic designer, that'd be very helpful because I know this looks really, really boring. I really appreciate it. Let's see what we could do. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Appreciate it.